Dear viewers, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and students of Iowa City Community School District, we are approaching our 22nd year on the air in this program, Education Exchange, that was born by an idea from John Karoff and Michael Peterson about 22 years ago. And we are carrying on trying to shed light on the activities of the school district, students in particular, staff, teachers, and administrators. But this is probably the first time since I became a producer and host in this program to have no officials here, no principals and no teachers, but parents carrying the banner and leading the projects and the successful ideas where the kids are involved in community service. So we are really proud of you as parents. We have 3 parents here. On my right-hand side, Melissa, Tim, and Summer, and 5 leaders of a wonderful program that school is running now, Lincoln Elementary. Summer, I know that backstage when we were preparing this production, you were talking, I told you that you have the voice of a good broadcast and TV star. So can you introduce the project to us that Anne, your principal, had selected as the main part of the show?
Yeah, well, thank you for having us. We're the Lincoln Robotics team. We're comprised of 4th and 5th graders, and next year we'll have some 6th graders. We're part of the FLL project. The minimum age is 9. It goes all the way up through junior high, and then there's a bigger group that goes into high school, but we're the smaller, younger kids. This year our project was Trash Track, so we had to come up with a project that involved finding an issue in the world with trash and how we could solve it in an innovative solution. And then we had a robot right there. He competes on a mat, and then we had a core values. So those are the 3 things that it's comprised of. And this year our team advanced from regionals to state, and so we were really excited, being that we're still kind of a new team. So.
Seamus is on your right-hand side, followed by Sam.
Yes.
And in the back, starting from this side, is Anushka, and Ali, and then Ella.
Yes.
And now Seamus and Sam and Anushka are 5th graders.
Correct.
And Ali and Ella are 4th graders.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can I ask you, Tim, how did you start? How did you select the group?
I believe that the team has been active for 3 years now, and so many of the students carried over from last year, and then we have probably 4 new members this year. So that's pretty much how they became on.
But any student can apply to be part of this, or do you
yeah, pretty much.
Certain criteria
Yep.
do you look at before you decide to add them to the team?
Well, there's only room for 10 members on the team right now, so we kind of have to, limit it to what we can do with the people we have available. with the team. So.
Melissa, before we introduce the real heroes here, can you tell me how the program starts? What do you do at the beginning? How do you prepare the kids? And give me some ideas about what really, if I am one of the students entering this club or this group, how do you prepare me for that?
I don't know that there's much to prepare other than kind of a basic love of learning, playing with Legos. I think they all have enjoyed playing with Legos since being little kids, as many people like to do. And I think that's really kind of, it. I think one of the best things about this program is that it gives them so many opportunities to learn outside of Legos. There's opportunities for research and problem solving. There's opportunities for public speaking and presenting, which I think a lot of kids in this age group don't have an opportunity for. And then certainly the robotics piece is an element that they, also learn.
So if Mason Ripley is our camera person tonight, and I would like you to get this beautiful invention here. So what is this machine? Can we get a little magnification of this? Yeah, that would be wonderful. Can you, Sam, can you tell us how this works?
Well, so we have two servo motors under here, and they actually drive the vehicle.
Which camera?
And then,
Which camera?
so then we have.
Yeah. Keep going. Mason is trying to focus the camera with you, so.
And then they have we have a wide base on it so that it doesn't tip over. And then we also have some stabilizing pegs under here. We have a sensor down here. We have this little motor thing that operates all the attachments. She has those, and we'll talk about those later. And that's basically all there is to the robot, other than the brick, which is where the actual programming is.
So what does this guy do?
He does different operations.
He or she, right?
Gandhi,
Right.
RoboGandhi.
Yeah.
RoboGandhi. We named it originally
Okay.
RoboGandhi,
Okay.
but what we did was we were listening to what's it called, sitar music during this, so I guess we named it RoboGandhi. But basically what it does is it goes around this course and it does different obstacles. There's different things that you need to do for points.
Sam, if you please, can you raise your voice a little bit so that the viewers at home can listen to what you're saying?
Okay. So basically what it does is it goes around this little course and it has to complete different objectives to earn points.
Wow.
And we have to program all of it so that it does that.
Those are big words, Okay, Seamus, can you tell us what do you do exactly in this?
What about the
Yeah.
project?
Yeah.
Well, so our project?
Yes.
Okay. So in the very beginning, we were thinking of making we researched we were thinking of making a merry-go-round. So when it turned, there'd be compost barrels and they would spin and it would grind up the compost. But as we got a little bit farther into our project, we thought it would be easier to make a hamster wheel, which you see in hamster cages. But so because with the merry-go-round would be at one way, and then but you'd have to have a couple. Well, it would cost more money. The merry-go-round would cost more money than the hamster wheel, but the hamster wheel would be overall more efficient.
During the production meeting, you told me backstage that that you use food residues and leftovers and things like that, but you don't put paper or plastic or glass there, right?
Yeah.
Just food, huh? And then what do you do with the food stuff after you process it?
Yeah, we use it. It's like dirt. Well, we use it as soil.
Oh, you use
And
it
we-
as
yeah,
a
and
fertilizer?
yeah, we would.
Organic,
Yeah, we would.
that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
And the cool thing about it, we named it. Did we name it? The playground cycle. My bad. And so, it's good because kids will get exercise on it, and probably they'll want to do it, and at the same time we'll be getting reusing our food waste without throwing it out and dumping it into the landfill.
And now summer you have the three wonderful female leaders there, and each one of them has something to say about the project. So would you please ask them some areas that I'm not familiar with? Yeah.
So, as Seamus was saying, and Anushka will explain, we decided to build a playground cycle that would be both a tool for the kids to play on, but also for the food waste of the cafeterias to reduce the amount of food the school is putting into the landfill. So we built a model, and Anushka can describe it.
Sure, yeah. So this is the model. So as the playground cycle or the hamster wheel would turn around, it would turn these barrels, and these barrels would be filled with the compost or the food waste. And what we found is that as the compost would be turning, it actually helps it decompose faster. So if it was just sitting, it would take about 4 to 12 months. But with this invention, it will only take about 20 to 30 days. So it really helps it. And we have a lot of other parts to it. There's these rollers that helps this move faster. But yeah, overall, it's a really useful device.
Anushka, stay with me for a second.
Sure.
Now, did you say that we came up with this idea? I mean, you?
Yes,
Oh.
we came together, we brought together our innovative minds, and we came up with this creation. So, yeah.
So the invention is yours.
So yeah, so the kids designed it. Yep, absolutely.
That involves a lot of curriculum areas like design, that has to do with geometry and math and calculations, and then the science part as far as the food and the composite and all that, and then the environmental science, how to use it for the environment and so forth. That's an
We met
amazing.
with a lot of experts. Like we had Scott from the New Pioneer Co-op come and talk to them about composting, and they had a mechanical engineer come and visit them and help them with the design. So we've had a lot of help. So they've learned a lot along the way. And Ellie could go into more detail on what we learned about composting and the problem with food waste right now.
Well, the problem that is a lot of the food waste is going into the landfill, and then when it goes into the landfill, it can't compost, which is not good. And we want to put it into the composting so it can compost into food, and it can't.
So let me ask you, Ali, when you talk about the mistakes that a lot of us do by throwing this thing at the landfill and not use it, so you are trying to make a community awareness of how do we utilize this in order to make things better in our lives, right? Use it in a better way than just trash it,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's super. Now, Ella.
You can talk about that more.
So we just really want people to know, that they're hurting the earth and they don't even know it. So we just want them to know what they're doing,
Are your parents supportive of your involvement in this? They like what you're doing? Huh?
They are.
I know. Wonderful. So now, what's the thing that you're holding? Can you raise it so that Mason can get a nice shot of it? Yeah, so that
These are-
our viewers can see what you're holding here.
These are our robot attachments, and we put different ones on the robot like this, and they're for different challenges. Like this one, we do 2 challenges with. At the beginning, we hook it on this way, and then at the end.
Explain to me, because I feel a little ignorant here. And when you say challenges, what do you mean by
Challenges, they're like the
function?
they're kind of like the obstacles on our
Ah.
robot course.
Problem solving?
Yeah. So like for this one, the robot runs forward and it brings down the arm.
Oh.
And then there's a bag and it picks up the bag and then it comes back to base. And then that's worth a certain amount of points. And there's some other things, and they do, like this one, when you put it on, the robot goes forward and it has another thing on the bottom that pushes a button that squirts out compost, and that's worth some points. And then it goes down and it kind of traps a turtle in a plastic bag, and then it brings them back to base, and that's worth some points too. And there's a lot of different challenges we do.
I tell you, I am stunned, really. I can tell you how surprised I am that you can come up with this idea, which is purely scientific engineering, so advanced, you know, and explain it so well like this. You have to be so proud of yourself and your accomplishment. Tim, you mentioned to me backstage a lot of other activities that the school do in addition to this. I see, as a parent, you see other parents, I mean, I think we have the most probably crowded studio today with parents who are, you see they are waving to us through the glass window. I mean, that's amazing to feel that the parents are so enthusiastic about what their kids are doing. That's very promising. So tell me more about parents' involvement.
Well, you're right. We have a great parent support for our group. We practice, you know, we started off practicing once a week for 2 hours. And then as we got further into the competition, it was twice a week. On Wednesday and Sunday, so you know it's kind of a large commitment for the parents to have their kids, you know, for practice, and then many of the parents on different nights would stay and help with research for the project, and sometimes there would be homework assignments where the students would have to do additional research or find stuff out for the next meeting, and all the parents, you know, are incredible. With support and helping out with things as needed.
And I know that earlier you gave a lot of credit for the administration, right?
Yeah.
Well, you are the vice president of the PTO, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I see those parents outside, and I saw other kids here. And do you know all of them?
I do.
Really, can you just mention the names? Because I want to give them credit for being so supportive of the school and of their kids.
The students or the
No,
parents?
the people that I look at now through the window. Can you see them?
Teresa,
Okay. And who else?
Jason,
And Jason.
Lori,
Okay. And
Carrie.
who else?
Can you see Carrie? Carrie. Who else is out
Okay.
there?
And I see a parent here. Yeah, and some. of the
Manish.
kids- Huh?
That's Manish,
Okay.
and that's part of our group. We have 6 girls in the group, so we have a good core group of girls.
Well, I think you can cross here and stand there, because I want you to be
And-
on that.
yeah,
I tell you, I mean, I was not really expecting this project to be of that importance and that value. And that's really beyond my imagination even. Wonderful. You can sit here so that the camera, I'm sure that Mason can I know I surprised her by this, but sometimes we do this kind of impromptu decisions, you know. So, but this is the beauty of working with elementary kids, you know, that you are very welcoming to any new ideas, you know. Well, as a supportive parent, what would you advise other parents in other schools to follow or to pursue the same thing?
Yeah, I think this group, this club that they run it's amazing because, like Melissa touched on, there's lots of different things you can do. You can public speak, they learn computer programming, they educate themselves. Every year there's a new topic, a new problem that the Lego League wants to solve. You know, I know it only touches about 10 kids, but each school, if they have enough support and coaches, they can have as many teams as they want. It is kind of an expensive club to run, and our PTO is very appreciated because they support it. Because the robot itself is like $400, and then you know you have to pay for the fees every year for the competitions and for the mats. And there's a new mat every year, so the challenges change. But the kids every year they're learning more and more about how the sensors work. They build all of the attachments to make each challenge possible, and then they go against at regionals. They went against 50 teams. Is it 50 teams? And they competed on the same challenge, and then they're all grouped against each other. So we had the highest robot score at regionals, which brought us to state, and the kids did amazing. We went to Ames, and we stayed overnight, and the kids got to compete, and it was, I think it was a really good experience for everybody. So I would just encourage people to look into it. It's a nationwide program, and get a group started.
I'm sure our viewers would urge probably their schools to follow your footsteps. Now, before the time steals the rest of the minutes that we have, I would like all of you, to tell me, how do you think about your future? What are you going to do when you are older?
Who do you want to start with?
The kids, yeah.
So should we
Let's
start
start
with
with Anushka and go like this. I just mentioned, what's your dream after being with all these consultants and advisors and engineers and environmentalists and so forth? What's your dream?
Well, I have always wanted to be a doctor because whenever I see someone hurt, I always have felt a little bad, and I've always wanted to go and help them. So I also have had many experiences, like when I went to a lot of places, I've seen poor people, and I've been really touched by how they've been living. So I'm pretty motivated to be a doctor, but also by these other experiences like robotics and all these interesting, really awesome programs. I really am interested also in like computer science and a lot of that other stuff. So basically.
Super.
Mm-hmm.
Ali.
I'm interested when I get older to, well, like, when I get like really old, I don't think I want to have a job. I'm probably to stay home and probably have a nice yard and garden. And I also want to be a preschool teacher.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great.
I want to be a teacher because, like, I've just learned so much from all my teachers, and they're all so nice to me, and I want to pass on what I've learned from all the great teachers I have, like Mrs. Hill and Mrs. Case, Mr. Ritz. They're
You
just
guys
all
are
so
extremely
amazing.
impressive. I tell you, extremely impressive. Sam.
I kind of want to grow up to be like a robotics engineer and make robots to help people, because like
So you are
there's-
an engineer already, huh? Okay.
so like to help people for like natural disasters and different stuff like that, where it's too bad for humans to go in and actually rescue the people, make robots to do that.
Seamus.
I've always wanted to publish books.
Right.
My whole life I've always loved books, and yeah,
That's again.
My dad published books, and I've just
Your
always.
dad is a writer?
Yeah, well, no, he publishes them, but
He's a
I'd like to
publisher.
write a book, and I'd
Okay.
also like, to publish them. I've grown up
Oh.
around books, and they're my family.
That's wonderful. How about our new addition to the group here?
I think I'd like to be a mechanical engineer because
And what's your name, sir?
Sam.
Sam too. And speak loudly because we need to hear your voice. You will
Okay.
be a mechanical engineer.
Because it's lots of fun to build innovative things, and it's also very fun to program, and it's fun to build with teams because in order to build mechanical things, you kind of need to have a team. And
You like the team spirit, huh? Cooperation with others. Yeah. And the young lady there, what's your name?
Lexi.
Lexi, go ahead.
I want to be a scientist because all of that, because you can learn lots of things if you're a scientist.
And last but not least,
Jane.
yeah.
I'm not really sure yet.
You're thinking, huh? Lots of options.
I think it would be sort of fun to, maybe, like Lexi said, be a scientist or a mechanical engineer. But I've also really liked to write. And
I know that the choices are so difficult, huh? Well, I just tell you, I have no words to describe how impressed I am and our team here. And we are so proud of you and your accomplishment. And please come back again when you are a little older, if we are still here. Come back and tell us how you have achieved your dreams in life. This program will be on channel 18 cable. If you don't have cable, go to YouTube. We are there all the time. We are going to be there in 48 hours, right, Michael? So you can watch it, and channel 21, that's the education channel. All weekends you can watch it, as well as at least 2 or 3 days of the week in the afternoon by dinner time. So we wish you all the best, and thank you, Melissa, thank you, Tim, thank you, Summer, and thanks all our heroes here for all what you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we from Iowa City with a wonderful winter night, which is warm and very hospitable and very welcoming. We wish you all the best and have a good night.